Hello, YouTube. My name is Rafael, and I'm here with Luis and Julie to start a new English immersion here on Talk and Talk. Today's topic it's about books, specifically this difference between books, fictions and non-fiction books. And that's it. Let's start with the first question with you, Luis. So, do you believe that reading scientific books is essential for everyone? Or should they be left only to experts and students?
No, sci-fi books and movies as well. Everyone needs to know because when you have opportunity to expand your imaginary is very important. Because when we are talking about scientific movies, sci books or sci-fi movies, we are trying to imagine another kind of society. So it's very important because we have only a fantasy different background about the main goal. If you think about a lot of sci-fi, fantasy, or movies or sci-fi books, I think that 100% is about how we deal with catastrophes, no? Like
Mhm.
uh, wars, invasion. It's kind of, and they try to understand our vulnerability about unknown power. So if you think about it's how you do for all our own society. So I think it's very important to have this expansion of conscience.
No, that's I totally agree with you, Luis. But just one correction, because you made a very an excellent defense for a fiction books in general. But the question it was not about sci-fi; it was about scientific books in general. So what do you think about
Ah,
it?
sorry,
But I
sorry,
really
sorry,
like
sorry,
it, and
sorry,
I'm totally
sorry,
related.
sorry. So I think it's important as well because you are you will be close to what's happening in our society today. When you think about the advance of medicines, about advances in the technology areas, in our areas in this field. So I think it's very important to be always aware about what is happening today in the world. Because reading all these articles and books and it's should be I love to read because I love to be updated about different topics. And it's important, yes. Not only in the college uh people.
No, no, I totally agree with you. Uh, well, I don't know if I do it so much, but honestly, in the last few years, I've been doing just reading scientific books, and that is are related to law, and this is a problematic. I really think that everyone should try to make a mix if it's possible. Reading fictions and non-fictions books, scientific from different areas. I totally agree with you. It's important not just in the academic context, but for everyone. Maybe if you had this habit, the life and the world would be better. People would not deny facts and
Yes.
thinking that it's a bad opinion. I totally agree with you. Uh, Julie, it's your turn. What do you think about the first question? Julie, are you here? Okay.
Moment. Question one. I believe
Mhm.
reading scientific book is valuable for everyone, not just experts and students, because it helps develop critical thinking and understand of the world.
I totally agree with you. I think that the same thing that we said before. It's really really important for the general knowledge, even if you're not to be the guy that will study and discover new things. Pri, how are you?
Hello, Rafael. Hello, guys. I'm great, and
uh,
you?
I'm great too. So it's your turn, please. present yourself and answer the first question. Do you have the questions with you?
Yes, absolutely, of course.
Okay.
Hello, guys. My name is Priscila. I am page X. I am from Minas Gerais, but today I live in Campinas, São Paulo. But I made cheese bread every month. It is important, my origin. I I loved practice physical activities. I often I often do Pilates and I go to the gym. I study English and Spanish in Talking Talk. About number one, totally agree for you. Especially I listen Julie and totally agree. For me, I believe that reading scientific books is essential for everyone. I think special access, I defend, and for me, education is for everyone, not just people select. That's
No, I
it.
totally agree. Yeah. Thank you, Pri. Guys, since everyone here agree that scientific books are not just for expert or students in this, as Luis said, in this academic context, I would like to hear from you. In your opinion, why is fiction often more popular than non-fiction? Even when the stories are completely impossible, that. It's interesting. Not just that it is why it's more popular, and if you think that it's a good reason that all the stories of fiction books are not possible. I don't think that it's a good reason. But I'd like to hear from you, Luis.
Well,
To
I think that we have different layers about this because we know that scientific books are very, very, very set for a specific audience, and
Mhm.
non-fictional and fictional books are more open to different groups. Sometimes a book like Twilight can be sold for can be sell for uh, with people with a different range of ages. So what I do believe is this, because and it's not a problem. It's not a problem, but I do believe that when our society starts to think about in how to deal with problems, everyone will looking for scientific books, articles and reviews and this kind of things. It more or less very related to work with data. When I start a new project with data, I need to be aware about the context and the rules of the subject, to try to create the KPIs, all the values that I need. So sometimes it's very specific in the is this.
No, I really agree with you. I think that it's one of the maybe it's the biggest reason. It's because usually scientific books are not accessible for everyone, and I'm talking about accessibility not just because they are usually hard to find. They are really pricey. It's not as really expensive, uh, and to really understand what is written there is not so easy, So, and I have the impression that, of course, I'm not saying that non-fiction books are easy to read, but I think that they are constructed generally to talk to everyone and to for different levels of readers. Of course that the way that I read a non-fiction book, it's totally different from an expert, someone that made have a specialization in uh, uh, how to say, I forgot how to say, literature in general or things like that. But it's possible for me and for this expert read the same book and enjoy it in a different way. So I think that it's a good reason. And let's hear from you, Pri. What do you think about the question number 2?
I understand you, Rafael, but for me, in Brazil it is common people read specific. I think it's more popular religion books. In Brazil, it is more popular. For example, I don't know pronunciation, but Bible and other religion books about the spirituals in Brazil it is common. I understand about scientific books, it is not common, especially because these books in my case I learned or you learned in university, in school in Brazil. It is common learning scientific book in this place. But people in Brazil, it is little studied. It is little. It is specific part. But for me, it is necessary accessibility. It's necessary kind day. It's necessary, for example, I read and I post my social media and explicate about this book. It's necessary one strong strong together. Do you understand? I don't know
Yeah.
specific term,
No,
but
no, no. Go ahead.
sorry.
Sorry, Pri.
No,
No, go ahead.
continue, no problem. I understand because religion is more popular in comparison in comparate scientific books. It
No,
is
no, I totally
necessary,
agree.
it's necessary to understand context and for me it is not opposition. It is possibility both, but it is
No, no,
necessary accessibility. It is
no,
possible
I
for me,
totally
but
agree
it
with you.
is necessary.
And I really found very interesting what you said about the Brazilian habit of reading. It's related to religions books in general. I think that it's true, and I don't know if it's true, but it's something how to say it that's really happens in Brazil. I have the
Mhm.
same impression that you. I don't know if the other books are so popular as religion books. It should, maybe after I will search it quickly here just to check. But it's an interesting point that I totally agree with you that you don't have the habit of reading. This is really sad, especially when we compare with the other countries. Some countries they have a higher level of education. That education is more important, and then of course that they have more money. This habit it's more usual, I think. So very interesting points. Three. Julie, what do you think about the question number 2?
For me, fiction is often more popular because it entertains, inspires imagination, and it allows people to escape reality, even if the stories are impossible.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I think that this idea that completely impossible. That's the point. I think that what I think I like the most about the utility and I am falling entre aspas, né? I forgot how to say it, aspas in English. Uh, of scientific fiction books are that they made things impossible sometimes, and this is amazing because they are very creative too. We have to imagine things, and after that we can create new things. So I really like it. I don't think that this is not just something that says against fiction books. I think it's exactly because we can imagine it impossible that they are amazing. Uh, but now let's get into a polemic topic in a sense that divides society. I can say that. And I would like to ask for you, Luis, for the first one. How do you feel when a book that you love, is turned into a movie? Are you usually excited or worried about this news, for example?
I was worried because books is magic, and I love movies as well. I love cinema, but I do believe that literature is more art than cinema.
Mhm.
I do believe in that because when you are read a book, you are pay attention. You are create a whole world in your mind. So when you start to read, you are pay attention 100%. It's very different when you are even in a movie theater, when you are in a dark room with a loudspeakers watching a movie, and it's very, and you know that a movie has the average duration about 2 hours, I think,
Mhm.
something like that, more or less. And you don't have time. You don't have all the perceptions about the subject. So I can remember one good movie from books, series.
Interesting. Interesting. This is a complex topic. When we talk about this subject, I think about What's the Compadecida. That's I have to say that I've never read, but it's one of my favorite movies, and I cannot imagine how it would be if I had read before I watched this film. So and there are many films that are adapted from books that usually you don't know, or at least that you didn't read the book before that you like it. But I totally agree when I read the book and after they made the book a film, I I don't like it. I just say that okay, it's a kind of I don't know homage. I don't know how to say it, uma homenagem. But it's not so good as you read in a book. I totally agree with all this points that you highlighted, Luis. It's you don't have time, and of course, for me, the most sad point is that the movie is done by other person 100%. You're very passive when you're reading. Your imagination have to create these things. If the author don't describe the characters, you have to describe yourself. If even if they do it, you have to imagine it in your mind. So it's I prefer the experience of a book too, but I really like cinema. So for me, it's hard to say, but this situation I don't like usually.
Yes, as well. This is a quick example. The movie The Exorcist. The
Hmm.
Exorcist is the most important terror movie all times. The
Hmm.
Exorcist. The most terror movie all times is Exorcist. When you start to read the book, you have so many layers of terror about every character at the same time that movie can't show this in a proper way, because you have uh, circles and circles of storytelling and character development. Sorry, and it's a great move. It's the best terror move of all times, but not compares about the book because the book you are suffering. You are suffering every page, So you are dealing with different characters, not only the major character from the movie, that is a little girl. You are watch the struggle of the mother, of the father, and this kind of things. Just this. So always,
Very
always,
interesting.
always read.
No, very interesting. I would like to reply, but let's move for the next one, guy. So, Pri, what do you think about the discussion?
For me, it's complex and depends. I prefer with physical book. For me, it is amazing. Imagine and the story is better. For example, Senhor dos Anéis. I watch movie and read book. Read book it is 100% better. But about scale, or for example, people's watch movie, it is one number. It is one number large in comparative with a book. About accessibility and scale, it is better movie. But
I
about
understand.
experiencing, it is book. I prefer book.
No, that's good. That's good to hear. As you said, the movie is so much more democratic in that sense, not just because of it's accessible, but you have to be realistic. People don't read, the most part of people don't read. At least they are having context to a very good story. And that's not just it, I think that there are things that books cannot do that movies can, and vice versa. So it's very very interesting to think about it. Of course, I'm with you. When I read a book and after they create a movie, I usually prefer my experience with the book. But I think that it's because in this case the book was this story was written to be a book, and because we have when you talk about movies that are not adaptations from a book, these movies are written too, so people have to write this I forgot how to say, I think that is script. uh, and but I've already had the chance to read this the script. It's very interesting, but the way that they will put in a movie, it's different. So I think that it's more related to that. Some stories maybe they are better to just become a book, and others to become a movie. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it, but it's complicated. What do you think about Julie?
Number 3. When a book I love is turned into a movie, I usually feel both excited and worried, hoping it captures the story well, but fearing it might miss details.
Good, good. I'm still thinking about this question, but let's move on for the next one, guys. This is another thing too that I'd like to hear from you. Starting from you, Pri, what do you think? If you don't like a book after the first 50 pages, I don't know if it's necessary 50 pages, but do you force yourself to finish it, or do you just give up? How to do usually?
Totally agree. Totally agree with you. It is not necessary 50 pages. So 5 pages it is necessary. But uh, in my case, I prefer read everything pages. I think about one opportunity, and
Good.
yes, and read the everything pages, not sorry, ever pages. I prefer think about more one opportunity, but
Very, very, very excellent mindset.
yeah.
So just one more, one more, one more, and you see you're already finished.
Yes, yes. I think step by step, step by step.
Yeah, very interesting, interesting. What about you, Luis?
Well, I don't like to not finish a book, even
Mhm.
is a bad book. And I don't like as well to fast forward a video, I have these manias. I have this, I like to to try. And sometimes I thank God about this because if you think about um, As Ilusões Perdidas from Balzac, It's very hard to start the first 100 pages, but after it's amazing. It's gold.
That's good. That's good. For me, I think that I'm not a really good reader or someone that read a lot. It's what I'm trying to say. And so usually when I choose a book to read, it's someone that educates me, or it's a classic that that, that I know that the problem it's not the book. It's usually the problem is on me. So because of that, I usually try to finish because I know that this book it's important. This book it's something that even if I don't like so much this story, I know that there are something important related to this book, historical facts, social facts, or even if it's just because I want to discuss this book with someone. So for me, it's important to finish, but I have to confess here that I've already, gave up books, but not consciously, that I just said, oh no, it's too bad and I will give up. It was just because I stopped to reading. I started to do other things during my life a week, and I just didn't return to read a book. And it's the same for me to me with some series or even movies that I for the first attempt I don't know why I just didn't finish, and just after I will return, and it's not usually I will like these books, these things or these movies. It's just that at this moment I was not prepared, or I was tired, or something happened. So it's very, very pretty common to me to give up for a moment and just return and try again. But
Yeah.
complex topic. Julie, and what about you?
If I don't like a book after the first 5 page, I was finished reading it because I believe we always learn something.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree with you. That's the point. And even if you don't can if you can't see, the purpose and you can see value, it doesn't mean that they don't have value. Even bad movies, I really think that it is worth to see to watch it. Even if it's just to say, oh, don't watch this movie because it's really really bad. I think the most part of them are it's important to finish. Guys,
Rafael,
yeah, yeah.
sorry, just an information. Maybe it is necessary with book in other moment in my life, for example. In this moment, it is not necessary, but in other moment, okay, it is good book, I
Yeah,
think.
no, I totally agree with you. I think that this connection with books are amazing. Really, all the time when as I said, I read a lot every day, every single day. But it's because of my work. So I'm surrounded by books, and my work is basically read books and write things. But I really would like to be someone that read more fiction books, or just things that it's not related to the law. But I do it more when I need than something that actively I do, just for fun. So it's interesting. Pri, let's keep going with you. Luis already answered more or less this thing, but he can develop so much more. I'm sure that it's this idea that sci-fi books, do you think that can actually predict the future of technology? Usually these books that are about dystopies or things like that. What do you think about it?
Ah, I think it is possibility. For example, I see one time one book, one textbook said about the pandemic. It is
Hmm.
interesting about AI. It is interesting. It is because in my case, I like read past books or listen past music. I understand. Uh, I understand change forms technology, but not subject. Do you understand?
Sorry, I did. No, I could not understand. What you are saying? When
No, no problem,
you
no problem. I understand technology change about not physical books, now online
hmm
books, about formal.
yeah,
Not about subject, not about information. Do you
that's
understand?
true.
For
Yeah, I understand.
example,
I understand.
Machado de Assis, literature. It is one past book, but today it is possibility. I understand context I live now.
That's
Technology
true.
for
This,
me change forma, but not
but not.
subject.
Mm, interesting. I don't know if I agree 100%, but I really like it what you said about this. I think that's the most important and I don't know if it's important, but well known and recognized literature are they they have this idea that it's universal, So okay, Machado de Assis was writing about the Brazilian society of the 19th century, etc. But it's the topics that they describe there are universal in a sense. It's the same from the Russian literature or for ancient Greek literature. This most well-known literature are really famous because they are they are talking about human beings in general, or life and worth that it's different but it's the same. But very, very interesting what you said, Pri. Let's see our specialist here. That is Luis. Luis, what do you think about this idea of sci-fi and predict the future of technology and future in general?
Yeah, I think that's the capacity of the human to create different future scenarios is amazing. For instance, a cartoon from my childhood, the Jetsons, well, they predict a lot of the things that I have today. So we have this. I think that the human being love to think about the future, and well, nowadays we can't deny the impact of technology of in our lives, and we well in the 90s we have the big impact of the Terminator. So everyone is talking how AI is bad, and in a political way, a lot of people talk about technocracia, So a lot of theory about machine uh, in make in the roles of the human, because machines cannot be corrupt and kind of things, So everyone wants to let the machines decide our lives, and everyone don't need more to work because we will have the uh, a universal salary, this kind of thing. So we are thinking about, and well, I think that we have all these possibilities. Not everyone will be true, but I will happen. But I do believe in the situation. I think that we can create a scenario that will, like Priscilla said before about the pandemic. Someone think in the past and it happened. So yes, is the capacity of the human imagine the things is amazing.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. It's something that yeah, and it's important for the human beings, thinking about the future. I really like it when about this I think that we can say prediction, I don't know, about in the future we will not work because we will have a universal salary and the machines will work from us. So it's something that I really, and then honestly I remember that we talking about science too. There are a group that is not a science; it's more a political group that they create a manifest that it's the manifest against work, and the name of this manifest is crisis. and it's saying that now that we should go in this direction, or towards the direction that it's to work less and less, and make this substitution from machines, and for the have time from life, for do other things that's not this what we call formal work. It's really important, and I really think that it's good, even if it will not be everything will be real. And I really think that thinking about the future can award us, and make us change the future right now in the present. And it's the same for when we think about the past. So it's also important.
Production, I don't
Uh,
know, but it is possibility with future. It is possible.
yeah, that's it. That's it. And then thinking about it, we are making the future.
Yes.
So it's important. Julie, what do you think about the discussion? The question number 5.
Number 5,
Yeah.
yes, science fiction books can sometimes predict technology as authors imagine possibilities based on scientific ideas and trends.
I totally agree. Totally agree. Guys, let's skip the question number 6 and move on directly to the question number 7. I'm very curious about it, your opinion. And let's start with you, Luis. How does reading a biography of a famous scientist change the way you see their discoveries? Just to say, and not it's for me, it's true, even not just for a science, for everyone, or for artists too, the same thing. So what, but specifically talking about a scientist, what do you think about this question?
I think I was remember about the guys who I can't remember the name of the medicines they created, but they created for free, So I think that's Nicelina. I don't know. I can't remember something like that. They create for free, and they have a very amazing mindset to share, to solve problems, to help people. And I love this one, so that I really think that's and that just changed me a lot because if you think about the big pharma, the money of the everything needs. Well, if you think our world today is totally based on drugstores everywhere. You
Mhm.
you have drugstores in every corner in Brazil, in every city. So it's very strange. And that guys in the past create medicine that help a lot of people for free. And this is a very special moment for me that I could read. But I read a long time ago, and I did read a long time ago, and I can't remember. But it's amazing. It's when you understand what was the motivation about that medicine, everything's so cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the fact, I think that this word that you use it now, for me, it's the turning point. It's the key point that it's the when you understand the biography of the writers in general, you can understand more or less the motivation or bias that this author had. The context. So for me, it's also important. And it's talking about a fiction or non-fiction books. So it's important to understand at least a little bit the biography of the people, the person that wrote this book, because like that we can understand so much more. When I used to study Roman law, and we don't know so much about even from the books. So to understand better the little part text that we have from books, you have to understand better the author, and it's unbelievable things that you can discover about a text studying about the author. So it's really, really amazing. Totally agree with you.
Or disappoint, you know,
Yes.
or disappoint because when I read for the first time in the Beatles and the Rolling Stones biography, for me was a dead end. Was very sad for me. and you need to
Why?
take care.
Now I'm curious.
Because of the biographies of Beatles, for instance, Beatles and Rolling Stones are very different. For instance, Beatles try to show that they are the good guys, but they were truly punks, and Rolling Stones try to show that they were the bad boys, but they were all upper class people, Something like that in
Understand.
if you
Yeah,
understand.
you can see the contradictions, the many. Yeah, that's amazing. I really like this thing.
So I try to
You can make a lot of
avoid.
assumptions and
I
links.
try to avoid biography sometimes.
I don't know. So once I had this project that I just never kicked off. That it's to read more biography, because to me it's a way to live different lives, and or maybe to have some knowledge from lives that you didn't live yourself. So I really think that it's interesting, but as you said, that can be really disappointing. Pri, what do you think about the question number 7?
About biography, that's it? I understand
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
I read I like biography, specifically about authors. I I read, for example, I respect Clarice Lispector. I love it. It is my first biography, and I love it. I imagine personal. I I believe personal is my friend. Not because I understand about your life. I imagine it, and for me it is amazing. But I know specific authors. I don't know. I never read about singles or
Interesting.
band. I read specific authors.
Interesting. For me, it's interesting for different kind of arts, or science. I think that it's important. If you can do it, it's really really important. It can change the way that you will understand the book. For example, in my field in law, we have a very important book that was written by a Austrian author in the beginning of the 20th century, and for some people, this author is just justifying the Nazism, So with his theory, he's justifying the Nazism that in all the horrors that has happened, and saying that it was law what happened there. But when you discover and if you read the biography of this author, you discover that he was I forgot how to say it. Jewish, Judeu. He was, persecuted by Hitler and the Nazism, and that's this theory that he wrote. It's totally the opposite. He was trying to avoid and to limit the power that this kind of theory and totalitarian regimes can have in our society. So it's just an example how read the biography of the author can really avoid misconceptions, misunderstandings, and for me it's important. It's the same for art for me too. I think that understand an art when you because of that it's important to know who is the artist behind the art. Sometimes just to try to understand better. And of course, you can have a different opinion and totally opposite from what the author think, but it's really, really passionate team. Julie, you already answered this question, no? This about the biography. So let's move on for the next one. Could you read and answer, Julie, please?
Number 7?
The number 7 you already answered or not? Você já respondeu a questão 7? I think that você...
Not.
No. So answer, please. Sorry.
No. Reading a biography of a famous Scientists helped me understand the context, the struggle, and the process behind their discoveries, making them more human.
Yeah, I agree. It's another good point. Make them human and understand this part is very, very important. Guys, I think that we have time just for one more quick question, and I'd like to start with you, Luis. Do you believe that audiobooks are the real way to reading, or it's something lost when we don't see the words?
I cannot deal with audiobooks because I sleep in 2 minutes. I can't. So for me, never work. For me to read is only on paper. I can't use Kindle as well. And for me, no, doesn't work with me. Audiobooks it's just for sleep. 2 minutes, I'm asleep.
That's good. That's good.
It is
I had
funny.
no doubt that your answer would be something like that, Luis. And what about you, Pri?
When I worked in a specific company, I finish my job and I listen a lot audiobook. But it is specific because I finish my job and what now? And yeah, I like, but
You're muted, Pri.
sorry, I speak a
No problem.
lot and I speak about in my last work, I enjoyed my time after job. I finish my job and I listen a lot audiobooks in YouTube specifically. But I prefer physical books. I prefer time. I prefer experiencing. But
Totally agree.
I understand people's, but I prefer physical books. I listen specific in this moment. I finish my work and what? I listen
Interesting.
one audiobook. That's it.
I've never tried audiobooks, but I think that it's totally different. It's another thing. It's not reading; it's listening. So it's good too. I'm a huge fan of a podcast, for example, that I really like it. But it's another activity. You're doing different things. And for
Yeah.
finishing, Julie, what do you think about the question number 9?
Number 9, audiobooks are a real way of reading, but something is lost without seeing the
Mhm.
word, like notes, reading, or visualizing text structure.
I totally agree with you. I think that you summarized it better than me. What I would like to say